Welcome to Elevate Your Life and Soul. I'm your host, Marla Kennedy, life coach, mama, and spiritual soul seeker. Each week, this podcast will bring you interviews, stories, and mentoring so you can truly know your value, know your worth, and elevate all areas of your life. Let's rise together. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to episode 10. 10 episodes. I'm feeling so happy and grateful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I love this and I'm really happy you're here. Today, I thought I'd share some more of my story, a little bit about me and how I've come to be where I am. So, I'm excited. I've just done a beautiful ritual ceremony, which is something that I do from time to time. And I did one today, so I'm feeling really open and in flow and really present too. So I'm so ready for today's episode. It feels really good. Now, today I really wanted to talk about something that it could be a little triggering. It could bring some stuff up for you. And that's perfectly okay because it's about conversation and it's about taking a look at ourselves and seeing where there's room for us to lean into something or lean out, you know? And so I'm going to be talking about my sobriety. Now, I am sober and it's something I'm really proud of and I'm really committed to. And yeah, I do wear the label, and you may hear people talking about labels not necessarily being a good thing. And so like I've met people who have consciously and purposely done something to stop themselves having a label. So they were like calling themselves sober or whatever it was, and then they felt an attachment to that label. So they decided to go and have like one drink so they couldn't say they've been sober for 10 years or whatever it was. Now, I don't agree with that. That is, I think there can be attachment. You can be attached to things and it can be detrimental. But and I understand the sentiment that it's your ego like attaching to it, so you need to like detach from that so you're just more in like soul. But I do not agree. I really think there's also ego in the opposite, and really it's important to celebrate you, and it's so important to honor who you are and where you're at and what you've done and what you've achieved. And for me, being sober is it's so huge for me. Becoming sober was such a pivotal part of my life. It was a game changer for me, and it's changed everything. It really has transformed who I am and how I've shown up, and it's a real symbol of how amazing I am. And I'm not saying that in a way that's like egotistical, like, oh, I'm so amazing. I'm saying it from a place of, wow, I am me and I'm owning who I am. And I'm really, really grateful to myself for trusting myself enough to let go of something that was really, really detrimental to my well-being and who I was, my soul. It was really getting in the way. And so I guess I'll give a bit of backstory. In my intro episode, I did share a little bit about me and how I've got where I was, but I'm going to go a little deeper today. And I used to be a party girl. I used to party. I didn't respect myself, and I love to drink. Well, actually, I don't know if I love to drink. I thought I loved to drink because it gave me confidence, and I always wanted to be confident and cool. I wanted to fit in so badly. I had this sense of not belonging, being adopted. I really struggled with my identity and with feeling a fear of rejection and abandonment, which is something I'm definitely going to share more about in another episode. But I'm not going to go into that today. I'm going to stick to the one topic. And yeah, so I was really, really in this place of just really desperately wanting to fit in. I craved it. It was just like, oh, maybe like if I'm cool or if I can go to parties or I can do this, then people will like me, because the core, I just wanted to be liked. And I feel like that is a really, really core wound for a lot of people. And yeah, of course, it's great to have amazing friends and stuff, but you don't have to appeal to everyone. You're not going to appeal to everyone. And this can extend to people pleasing as well, which is definitely another topic that I get to talk about as well, because I have been a massive people pleaser throughout my life, and it's something I still work on all the time. I'm really working on boundaries and stuff, and they're so powerful, and you get to live for you. It's so important, and that comes back to knowing your value and knowing your worth. So, okay, let's dive in a little bit here. I was this party girl, and I numbed the pain I was feeling. It got to a point where I was drinking a lot, and I was really numbing how I was feeling. I definitely was drinking every day, and a lot. Often it was quite a lot. So there was a point in my life where I could even say that I was potentially an alcoholic, although when I got sober, I was not drinking much. So this is the interesting thing, and this is something I want to talk about as well, is willpower and deciding. So I've actually been sober twice in my life, like consciously. So the first time, I remember I'd been really on my spiritual journey and really diving deep into the works of people like Gabby Bernstein and A Course in Miracles, and I started thinking that maybe I should drink less. And so I would have spritzers. So I'd have like sparkling water or something. I just cut down and cut down and cut down. And then I read Spirit Junkie by Gabby Bernstein, which is all about her journey to sobriety. And I read A Course in Miracles. And at this point, I was having a glass of soda water or sparkling water, and I was putting like a teaspoon of wine. I'm not kidding. Like, it was a negligible amount. It was so little. It was just silly. It was almost like I felt like I needed to have a drink. And so at that point, I was like, maybe I don't need this. So I just let it go. I just realized, and it was really, that's it. It was really easy for me. I didn't have willpower because I decided I didn't need it. It wasn't serving me. And it was so funny because people knew me as someone who loved to drink. And I remember going out one night with a friend, and she was like, oh, let's get a drink. I was like, I don't drink anymore. And at first, for quite a while, people really didn't believe it. They didn't believe me because of who I had been, but I had changed who I was, and that was my new normal, my new existence, and I truly, truly believed it. And this goes back to habits and making the decision, and Jim Fortin talks about this, and he articulates it so beautifully, and it's so interesting because I remember when I let go of alcohol, people would say, you have so much willpower. And I said, no, it's not willpower. I don't have willpower at all. And trust me, I really don't. And so I just let it go. I just decided. And then, yeah, and recently I found this stuff that Jim Fordham was talking about. I was like, wow, everything he has said is exactly what I've done. And I'm going to link to it in the show notes because he really speaks to it beautifully and articulately, and it's really useful. So you make sure you go and have a listen to what he has to say because it's incredible. And so, yeah, I let go of alcohol at that point. it was for about nearly a year. It was just shy of a year. It was like 2 weeks shy. And then it was Christmas Day and I decided to just have a sip. And I just had like a toast and that was it. And I felt fine. And then New Year's Eve came and I just had one glass. And then suddenly I was drinking again. So it was back in my life. And that was about 2013. So it feels like a long time ago now. The time flies. And then I drink again and it wasn't the same. I had moments of drinking excessively, but then I still had a lot of like spritzes and stuff. And then I had my son, and I went to a wedding in 2017, a really good friend's wedding, and I had a lot to drink that night. I was kid-free, I was having a great time, and nothing bad happened. So in the past years before, many embarrassing things, like we've all experienced, and lots of stories that I'm not going to share. But I had a great night, and I danced and I drank and I had fun with my friend and chatted to lots of people. It was a great night. And then the next day I was at another friend's house, and we were watching the OC because it was a Sunday. We were going to go out. We couldn't be bothered. We thought we'd just relax, and we had some wine and some spritzers and just relaxing. It was really low key. And then we both just were chatting. We're like, let's quit alcohol for a week. And then, so it was just, we both just decided to do that. And then the next day I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with alcohol. I looked back and I was like, I could have had just an amazing night the night before without alcohol at the wedding. I didn't need to drink while I was watching the OC. Like, it was like a habit, and, I didn't need it. And, in the past, it was definitely to numb things because I was feeling so much pain. I was so insecure. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin that alcohol gave me this false confidence and made me feel like I was good enough and that I belonged, and that I didn't have to like hide myself, and I didn't have to feel the pain. Like, for all those years that I was drinking heavily, I was avoiding feeling the pain. And let me put it this way. Giving up alcohol was so easy for me because it wasn't about willpower. It was about a decision. And I made it my new normal in the current state. So I made a really powerful declaration that I don't drink anymore. I am sober now. And that declaration was everything to me. The thing is that the actual giving up of alcohol was easy, but being sober wasn't always easy. It is always easy now for me, but it's been nearly 3 years in August, so I'm really excited to celebrate that in some way. But it wasn't easy in that I had to face off with the pain that I had pushed down and suppressed for 10 years or so. And so that was difficult, and I understand, like, it can be really tough to face off with things. And I am not at all, do not think I am suggesting that you get sober or quit drinking or anything. This can be for any vice. It can go for anything that you feel like you might have an addiction to. It could be coffee. It could be watching Netflix too much. Anything you want. If you feel like you're addicted to something and really attached to it, rather than saying addiction, say like you're attached to something and you couldn't be without it. It could be social media. Gosh, I know I could let go of a lot of the time I spend on social media. So there's always something else to lean into for me as well. But you get to take a look at this, because what are you numbing? What are you detaching from and trying to pretend you don't have to look at because it feels easier and it's nice to be comfortable? Because that was me, and I've been on a roller coaster of deep diving into my shit. Excuse my language. I've really been deep diving into it because it's healing and it's setting me free. And I want you to know that you can do that too, and it gets to be easy. And I don't believe in willpower, because there are things like, I don't believe in willpower for me anyway, because there are times when I've had sugar cravings or chocolate cravings and I just can't give it up because I'm focusing on it. Whereas with alcohol, it was, I made the decision I was quitting, I declared it, and I said, I no longer drink. I didn't say I'm going to, I said I am a non-drinker. I made a statement that declared my current state and what I was. And I believed it, and then I changed, and then I thought about something else. I literally just didn't like go back and forth in my mind thinking about alcohol or whatever it was. I just simply changed my thoughts and moved on. And anytime my reptilian brain crept back in and tried to tell me, say something like, I want to drink or anything, I would say I am a non-drinker, and I would change my mind and change my thought. But if I'm really honest, I didn't want to drink because it was so clear to me, and it was so strong for me. Like, I just felt this overwhelming, like, I don't drink anymore. I was excited to let it go. I was so excited, and it was time, and it felt really good. It felt amazing. And has alcohol affected my socializing? Yes, definitely it has. I honestly don't go out to a lot of social events where there's a lot of drinking because I don't enjoy it anymore. I don't need to sit around with lots of alcohol and listen to alcohol-filled stories, and it just doesn't serve me anymore. In saying that though, like, I love sparkling water. That's become my alcohol, and yes, I'm probably attached to it. But it's not, I don't mask stuff through it. It's not numbing pain, and it's so refreshing. I just love it. So I'm happy to go out for a non-alcoholic drink in the afternoon. Like, we'll go to a brewery where there's a playground. We eat some food and have a drink with friends and stuff like that. Really low-key, really chilled. And I still do that, but I don't do it often, but I still enjoy it. I still like to socialize, but I've really learned a lot about myself. I've realized that I'm enough. I've learned to find my voice, and I've learned that I am allowed to speak up and share my truth, and I don't need something else to fuel that and give me that false courage and that confidence, because I am enough, and you are enough too. You don't need something else to make you enough, because that's inherent in who you are, and you can be authentic just as you are. When you try to be authentic, that's not authentic, that's trying. Just being who you are, that's authenticity. It really is. So you get to look at where you're numbing things, and what is advice that you could maybe let go of. Try it for a week. Try it for 21 days, because that's how long it takes to form a new habit. So I invite you to try something on for 21 days, letting go of something, see what happens, and really make a strong, powerful declaration for your new way of being. It's really, really, really important to do this. Say it out loud, and then change your thoughts. Just take your mind and think about something else, and forget about what you're trying to give up. Forget about it. And honestly, it's game changing. It's truly, truly changed my life. And if you want support with this, I'm here. Reach out. I have one-on-one coaching spots. You can send me a message or head to my website, marlakennedy.com /offerings, and my coaching bundle is there, and I'd love to support you in this. Now, I really want to say I am not a doctor. I am not a medical person. So please, if you need support in another way, that like if it was alcohol or something, please reach out to something like AA and get a counselor to support you through this. I am not replacing like specific medical advice or anything like that at all. I am just sharing my experience and what I have found to be really beneficial for me, and I'm a real advocate for this because it worked for me and I live and breathe it now. I live and breathe sobriety and I absolutely love it. And yeah, but please, if you need to seek support of a psychologist or a counselor or a doctor, please do that first. Don't just go it alone. Get support. Support is so important, and there are so many people out there that can back you up and love on you and support you. So please seek the right help as needed. And I really hope this has been valuable for you. If you have questions, please share them with me, and I will do my absolute best to share them with you in another episode, because I share my answers and my responses to them, because I'm here for you, and I really want this podcast to be for you and to really support you and make it yours too. So please let me know how I can support you. And I really want to shout out the lovely Andrea for her amazing podcast review. She said, phenomenal. I absolutely love the content and the delivery of this podcast. I cannot wait to listen to more episodes, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, love. I really appreciate it. And I can't wait to create more episodes for you. Thank you so much for listening today. I will be back very soon. I have some amazing interviews lined up and more goodness to share as always. So just remember that it's about you. You get to live the life of your dreams. You deserve to get happy and feel joy and know your value, know your worth, because you truly deserve a beautiful soul. And I love you. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. If you like it, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you love this episode, please give it an honest review on iTunes and let me know what you loved and what you want more of. Your feedback helps me truly elevate the show into something that really serves you and allows me to keep pouring my heart and soul into it. This is for you. Let's rise together. And remember, know your value, know your worth. I love you, beautiful soul.